Greetings of the day. Myself, Mrs. Mahalakshmi, Assistant Professor in the Department of Computer Applications in Tirumurugan Arts and Science College for Women. I thank our Principal Ma'am, Dr. Mrs. N. Amudai Ma'am, for giving me this opportunity to host this webinar on fundamentals of Python. It's my pleasure to thank our Vice Principal and HOD of Computer Science Department, Mr. Sabhabati Sir, and my HOD, Mrs. R. Tilagudi Ma'am, Professor and Head of Computer Application Department. Last but not least, I thank MSc Department HOD, Mrs. Sadhana Ma'am, and also for those who were behind me for guiding and organizing this webinar event. I thank the participants for joining this webinar session. Hope you and your family are safe. Kindly follow the guidelines from the state government for COVID-19. Stay home, stay safe. Happy learning and welcome to the webinar of Fundamentals of Python Programming by the Department of Computer Science and Application, Tirumurugan Arts and Science College for Women. Let's begin with the colorful session. I'm sharing my slides. I'm sharing my screen. Fundamentals of Python programming. So here in this session, we'll be seeing the Python foundation, usage, features of Python, Python OOPS concept, Python IDE, sample coding of Python, as well as the data types and primitive structure, that is controlling statements of Pythons, and finally we'll see the sample job opportunities. So Python Foundations. So Python Foundations, it was introduced in 1989 by Guido van Rossum. So it is a high-level programming languages like C++, Java. So as it was introduced in 1989, it became popular after 2010 as was using big data. It is used to maintain big data. It's a scripting and interpreted language, so it doesn't support the strict rules of syntax, as it is easy to learn and for Python programmers, for the beginners. So why Python? So it is widely used in artificial intelligence, you can say machine learning, natural language generations. It's also used in neural networks and Internet of Things. That is a collections of devices that communicates with Internet. So for example, if I lost my AC remote in my home, what I'll do is I'll download my AC software, AC software in my mobile, and I will use my mobile as a is the remote. So that is the Internet of Things. And computer science and engineering fields it is used in computer science and engineering fields, as well as in the finance sectors also. So many large companies have started using Python projects in like Instagram, NASA, Google, YouTube, Facebook, BitTorrent. So it has gained popularity. So usage of Python includes shell scripting, which is used for system administration tasks, and used for game programming, for the developments of games, and used for Windows development and web development, for email processing, and for internet protocol like HTML, XML, web applications, and finally for testing the code. The features of Python. The features of Python enables portable. It is used in Windows as well as the Macintosh platform also. As I said, it doesn't follow the strict rules of syntax. It is easy to learn, read, and maintain. So Python libraries can be attached to other languages like C++, Java, and other languages libraries can also be attached to it in Python. So it also supports object-oriented programming that we'll be seeing in the slides we'll be seeing next later. So it's interpreter and byte compiler. So no need to compile for execution. You can directly interpret it at the runtime. So it's a free open source. So the Python software can be downloaded in net at a free of cost. So concept in Python. So it refers class, objects, and methods, abstraction and encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, as we see in C++, Java. So class is nothing but a collections of objects. Here I taken as a car as a class, and car is a collections of class is a collections of objects. So two cars, Audi and Mercedes, are the objects of the class. Object of the class car. So class is nothing but a blueprint from which an object's attributes and behaviors are decided. So objects nothing but an instance of a class. So as I've taken car as an example, so I have divided the car objects into, that is attributes and behavior. Attributes nothing but the data of a car, that is model of the car, year of manufacturer and color of the car. And behavior is nothing but functions or methods of a car, the start, move and stop. So here objects are instance of class is the real world entities that has their own attributes and behaviors. So abstractions and encapsulations. Abstraction shows only the necessary details to the intended user. If you go to ATM machine, it will show the user the withdraw amount or the amount debited or amount credited. So that is, it shows only the necessary details to the user. Encapsulation refers to hide codes and data from the outside world. So that ATM machine, it doesn't show what programming languages it has been using for generating the account details. So it doesn't show. So in the same way, abstraction is achieved through encapsulation. Same way, user doesn't want to know about that programming details. The ATM user, he wants to know, he or she want to know about whether salary is credited or not. So it shows only the necessary details of the internet user. So that is abstraction is achieved through encapsulation. Inheritance. Inheritance is, in one word, we can say it's a reusability. So animal is a base class, herbivore, carnivore, omnivore, or intermediate base class. So rabbit, lion, tiger, man, or child class. Here in this case, rabbit is a child class which inherits the properties of both herbivore class and the inherits the properties of both animal class. So that is, inheritance is the process of creating a new class from the existing class. The polymorphism. So polymorphism is nothing but a poly refers many, morphisms are shapes or forms. That is, one thing can be represented in a different form. That is polymorphism. If I am in a college, I act as an assistant professor, and if I am in a mall, I act as a customer, and if I am in my home, I act as a mom. So one thing that is represented in different ways based on situation is called a polymorphism. It is divided into two: compile time polymorphism and runtime polymorphism. Example of compile time polymorphism or function overloading and operator overloading, and runtime polymorphism or virtual functions, and example of runtime polymorphism is virtual functions. So message passing is nothing but a collections of objects. So objects communicate with each other is the message passing. Here in this case, employee dot salary name. This is the format of C++ coding. So here the employee is nothing but an object, salary is a message, and name is the information. An object program consists of a set of objects that communicate with each other. That's in the previous case, the car class is a collection of two objects, that's Audis and Mercedes. If those objects, Audis and Mercedes, are communicate with each other, are connected with each other, means that is a message passing. And moving on to the Python programming. So Python programming refers to Python IDE, that is Integrated Development Environment, is a free and open source software that is used to write codes, integrate several modules and libraries. So examples of some softwares are Spider, PyCharm, etc. Even Thorn is a software. You can download Python programming, Python software in the python.org website, which is where the latest version of Python software is available. And in this session, I'm going to run few programs in this website. That is, it's an online compiler. We can just type a Python program and we can compile it and see the sample coding with Python. So this is the Python online compiler that I've used. So it's a simple program. Print welcome to Tirumurugan Arts and Science College for Women. So in this case, so output will be welcome to Tirumurugan Arts and Science College for Women. So data types. So data type is nothing but a number, string, list, tuple, set, dictionary. The numbers is nothing but numeric values. So Python creates a number of objects when a number is assigned to a variable. That is a equal to 3 and b equal to 5. So here I didn't declare int or float or anything. It's just defaultly the data type has been bit, so A equal to 3 and B equal to 5. So it's a number object. String. Moving on to string. String can be defined as a sequence of characters represented in a quotation mark. So string can be represented in single quotes or double quotes. So here, this is a Python is a string variable that is a single x value, and if you print x, the value that value is printed. This is Python. If I print x of 0, that array index of 0 is that if it begins with the first letter, array of index 0 t. So first letter t will be printed. So print x of 2 is to 4 refers 0, 1, 2. That is third letter, from third to fourth letter will be printed. Then is printed. So list operation, it's nothing but it's a collection which is ordered and changeable. It allows duplicate members. So here you can see x is equal to 10, 10.2 Python. So you can see it stores the different data types: integer, float, string. So list is nothing but it stores the different data types, but it's in an ordered form and it can be changeable. The only difference between the list and the tuple is the tuple is unchangeable, but it is ordered. So in this tuple, y is equal to apples, cherry, banana. The strings values are stored, but in a single quotation mark, single quotations. So data types of Python in the example for list is has been compiled in Python only in compiler. So list 1 equal to Python 1 per 1000, 2000. The list 2 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here print the list of 1 of 0 is anything that you print inside a string code will be displayed in the output. And the list 1 of 0, what is the list 1? List 1 here, 0 is 0, 1, 2, 3. So 0 is Python, so it will be displayed Python. So list 2 of 1 is to 5. So there, the whatever you print inside the string that will be displayed in the list 2 1 is to 5, and list 2 1 is to 5 refers 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. So that is 1. As the array index begins with 0, so the first letter is 1. Here 1 is the starting point. That is array index of 1 is 2. So from 2 to 5, the answer will be printed. This, previously we saw list and tuple that is enclosed with a square bracket, but in set and set and dictionary, the values are enclosed within a curly braces. Values are enclosed within a curly braces. It is a collection which is unordered and unindexed. So sets are written with curly braces. So it is unordered, so we won't use array index there, and it is an unindexed. So this set is equal to apple, grapes, banana. The dictionary value is it's a collection which is unordered. It's also unordered and it's changeable. And index here, no duplicate members are allowed, so they have keys and values. So in this case, this dict is a brand. Brand is a key and value is a Ford. This slice operator stores the value, that is key is brand, brand value is Ford. Consider a car, the brand is Ford, and consider a car which is a manufactured year, that year was 1964. So 1964 is a value and here is a key. So here two keys are there separated by the comma operator. So we see run and see the program not set. So as I said, this set equal to, can give anything inside quotes comma banana. So I'm giving two string value inside quotes. I'm just giving and printing the value. Print this set. So what will be the output? Same apple, banana. So I didn't declare it as a set. So we'll just see what data type it has taken. Okay. So check the data type variable name. So variable name is this set. And it has printed the set. So it is a set data type. Moving on to this dict equal to brand and key values is slice operator, 4, the 4, and the comma separator. Here, one thing you have to know is only strings should be enclosed in the quotes. Numbers won't be enclosed in quotes. No need for quotes. Code. And mistake in the tab basis. So print this get and printing the value. So it prints here. Key value is here. 1964 is brand, and brand is 4. It is printed. I just want to know whether the type of the data TY will be type 20. So class this. Can you understand? Set and class or enclosed in a curly braces. Moving on to operators, the basis operators were arithmetic operator, assignment operator, comparison, logical, identity, membership operators, bitwise operators that have been commonly used in Pythons. So, as you know, arithmetic operators are used with the numeric values to perform common mathematical operations. Some of the operators are plus, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, exponential, and floor division. So here I've just given the small example: x equal to 5 and y equal to 3. So print x plus 3, that gives the output as 8. And assignment operators, uh, so it just assigns a value to a variable. So these are the assignment operators. Here x plus equal to 3, nothing but x is equal to x plus 3. So I'm giving a value x equal to 5. So x plus equal to 3 is nothing but x equal to x plus 3. That is x value is 5. So 5 plus 3 what? 8. So print x means it will get output will be 8. So comparison operators. So comparison operators are used to compare two values. These are the operators: equal to, not equal to, less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. I'm just giving the two values: x value, y value, and I'm comparing it. If x is equal to y, the output will be false. Yes, because x and y are different values. Logical operators. So logical operators are used to combine conditional statements. Some of the logical operators are and or not. So here I've given the value x is equal to 5. So it checks whether the x value is greater than 3 and x is less than 10. Yeah, it satisfies both the conditions. So and so output will be true. So in the case of OR statement, if any one of the condition is true, that will be printed as a true. In case of not, if the original value is true, if you print not here, enter not here, that the result will be reversed. The original result is false means if we enter not, the result will be true. So identity operators. So identity operators are used to compare the objects, not if they are equal, but if they are actually the same objects with the same memory locations. That is and is not are the identity operators. In this case, x is equal to apple, grapes, or the values, y equal to mango and banana. Here, z equal to x. Z shares the same memory locations of the x and have the same value. So in this case, print x is z means yeah, it is true. If print x is y means false. If y value also have apple and grapes, if x is y also, it will be false because x and y are in different locations. In this, identity operators will share same memory location with the same object. That is identity operators. So membership operators are whether the sequence is present in the objects or not. It checks whether some of the membership operators is in and not in. So here apple and orange, two values are there in x. It's checking whether orange is in x. So yeah, yes, orange is in x. So it returns true. So cherry not in x. So cherry, yes, cherry is not in x. So that is also true. So in and not in, on checking whether the object is present in other object variable. In and not in. So moving on, bitwise operators, I've just written the operator name. It deals with the binary numbers. So some of the bitwise operators are and or x or not, 0 to the left and 0 sign the right shift. And finally, we move on to the controlling statements. So controlling statements, nothing but if and else statements, elif statements, nested if statement, while loop, for loops. So if statement nothing but if you run the body of the code only if the statement is true. If the statement is true, it executes the next statement. That is, if the condition is true, it executes the statement. that is if statement. It's the syntax. After condition colon will be there. So here example number equal to 24 checks whether greater than 18. Yes, then it prints the next statement. Here is the prints statement. Again the condition is there. If checks the number is less than or equal to 50, yes, then it prints the statement. So greater than 18 and between 18 and 50. So if and else if statement. So if the condition is doesn't satisfy, it executes the else statements. So see the slice operator is entered in tap the condition even else part is the syntax for the if else statement in Python. So you have to follow the same. So x is equal to 6. It compares whether the x is equal to 8 and print yes, else print no. So output between no as x is not equal to 8. The else if statement is nothing but it allows to check multiple conditions for true and check execute a block of code when the condition is true. So elif statement is nothing but else if statement. It's a short form of else if statement. This is the syntax for else if statement. The colon should be done in a condition and else if statements there. Else if condition statement else condition. That is in this case. Wait. So, in this case, so number equal to 24. If number equal, it checks whether number is 24. No. So it won't exceed in the statement. Check whether number equal to 24. No, it's 11. So no. Again, it checks whether number equal to 24. Yes, then it executes the next statements. So the output will be number is 24. Since the output statement is executed in the if block, the statement won't be printed. So nested if the statement within the other statement, the condition within the other condition is called nested if statement conditions. So here this is the syntax for nested if. Here I'm checking where I'm giving a where is a variable object equal to 100. Checks whether it's less than 200. Yes, then it prints the value or expression value is less than 200. In the output expression value is 200. So if it checks whether it equal to 150, no, it won't print the statement. Again, check the condition, it equal to 100, yes, as variables equal to 100, it prints which is 100, so which is 100. So again, checks the other condition, it does not satisfy. The else condition won't be compiled as one of the statement has been compiled, printed in each statement. So finally, it means goodbye. So while loop statement, so moving on to while loop, as long as the condition is true, it executes the statement. So that is while condition statement one, statement two. That is here I've given the value equal to 1. If it's a the while loop gets through till I is less than or equal to 5, so it will print I and I it increments the value. So here first value is I equal to 1. Then it prints the value of I1. Then next it increments it by 2. I equal to I plus 1, that is so 2. So 2 is less than or equal to 5. Yes, then print 2. Again 2 is incremented to 3. It checks whether 3 is less than or equal to 5. Yes, 3. Same way up to 5. So when 5 is incremented to 6, it checks the condition, so it doesn't satisfy, so it comes out of the loop. So prints it finished. For loop statement, it allows the code to be executed repeatedly. Yeah, syntax for loop statement is for iterating variable in sequence, colon, and statements. Here, I use the data list data types. Fruits equal to apple, banana, cherry. If you give thousands values or this, and if you are giving a for x in fruits, it will print all the values in the order. Okay. So as job opportunities in Python. So Python developer, if you are experts in Python, you will get as a Python developer, you will become a Python developer, Python manager, data analyst, data journalist, educator, financial advisor. Even if it's a multiple career job, data analyst can become a data journalist, educator can become a product manager, only for experts in Python. Happy learning. Hope the information is effective, and thanks for watching, and thank you for this wonderful participation. Thank you.